At first listen, August Burns Red may shock you.
People who aren't used to our music when the first time they hear it, I'm sure all they think is like rah, rah, rah. Like all you hear is the vocals when you first hear this kind of music. And I get that.
But the unique sound of ABR, described as metalcore, is something that's earned the band 2 Grammy nominations, one in 2015 and one this year.
We were very honored to be there, and I think it's very neat of the Grammys to include bands like us who are not mainstream, but who have worked very hard and who have a very loyal fan base.
But to get where they are today, it took a lot of hard work. And it all started on a farm in Manheim, Pennsylvania back in 2003 when drummer Matt Greiner met guitarist J.B. Brubaker and Brent Rambler.
I said, I play drums, kind of. I'm not very good, but you're not that good at guitar from what you say, and so let's play together.
From there, it all began, with a few band member changes, adding both bass guitarist Dustin Davidson and vocalist Jake Lors in 2006. The band began to catch wind.
I think my dream at that moment was just to tour in the United States in a hardcore band and express my feelings and my thoughts and be heard.
But that year, the band decided to make ABR their full-time job.
You have to remind yourself your job on the worst day is still better than someone's job on their best day, just because it is your hobby.
But it's not all about the fame for these 5 guys.
It's not really like the rock and roll life that people I think it is. We're not out there partying all the time. It's a business, and so we try to be as professional as we can.
Their humble spirit and dedication to their craft led the band to a Grammy nomination in 2015.
The 20-year-old me wasn't looking for anything but just touring in the States, and now I'm getting a text message saying that I got nominated for a Grammy. So I texted back and I was like a real Grammy, or am I really thinking of the Grammys?
Sure enough, the next one was from my mom. Congratulations, I can't believe you just got nominated.
Making a pit stop from their tour in February of 2016, the band made their first appearance at the awards show with a unique entrance after getting stuck in an elevator.
So I just walked up to the firefighters and I said, hey, we're late for the Grammys, and we'd really love to get a ride if possible, and they said, yeah, man, your band's name is August Burns Red. We're firefighters. It's a perfect fit.
ABR didn't take home the Grammy, but continued to grind, putting out their album Phantom Anthem last year. In November, they learned the song Invisible Enemy was nominated for a Grammy. The message behind it started as a thought in Rambler's head.
Everyone has that innate, I think, fear of death for themselves and for other people. You don't want to say goodbye to your loved ones, and that's kind of where that song came from. And you just kind of hope that when you do get to the end, or when a loved one gets to the end, that there is comfort.
And though the lyrics are screamed,
don't be so quick to judge, based on what you're hearing, because the lyrical content that we have is very real and very honest and very uplifting.
And that's the message the band hopes to hit home with their fans, along with showing them that hard work does pay off.
I'm grateful for growing up where we did, because we learned that to get something done, to accomplish something, you have to work hard for it. And I think that being from central Pennsylvania, that's just sort of ingrained in us.
Do not go near it. It's a killing machine.
The Lowhead Dam.
We were lucky that we didn't have 2 fatalities that were taken out in body bags.
They're called dams of death.
There are 254 statewide. As seen from Skyview 21, the Lowhead Dam is designed to hold a certain amount of water upstream while allowing water to flow freely over the head of the dam. From a boater's angle, they often appear as a flat line on the horizon and can be deceptive and deadly.
It's a drowning machine.
And here's why. We have a cutaway look at a Lowhead Dam. You can see the structure here. Then you can see the water flow coming over the dam and dropping straight down. Now here is the dangerous part of a Lowhead Dam. Once this water gets over the dam, it begins this circular motion and starts to churn. They call it like a washing machine. This can suck boats and people under the water and hold them there for long periods of time. It's this movement, this hydraulic, that has rescuers calling these low-head dams a different name.
They call it a drowning machine for a reason, because it's almost like a big washing machine. Everything's so aerated and nothing's buoyant in it.
Big things that people don't understand is the power that moving water has. We don't understand, we as humans don't understand the power that water has until something has happened.
Harrisburg's Dock Street Dam is notorious for its inherent danger, yet for years people have defied the warning signs all around low-head dams. Established in 1910 to create a better waterfront environment for the city, the Dock Street Dam is about a mile long. Its currents have taken dozens of lives and leave rescue teams worried and constantly training for the worst-case scenarios.
A boat with, 2 and 3 people in, and we've had that over the years where it goes in, then the water comes over the front of the boat or whatever, the side of the boat. If the boat gets sideways, fills it up with water and then just flips it.
One of the most famous rescues came in 2016 when a fisherman, thrown from his boat and stripped of his clothes by the blazing current, managed to hang on until no less than 3 rescue boats pulled him to safety.
Very, very happy the man's alive.
But it doesn't have to be a large low-head dam to be dangerous.
Does it matter how big or small they are as to the threat they could pose?
No.
Why?
They've all posed. It's the way the water comes over, hits the other side, and starts to revert back.
This is the Swatera Creek, a view from Skyview 21. The water direction coming this way. This is the Low-Head Dam right here, located on that creek. But I want to draw your attention to a certain area. This area right here below the Low-Head Dam, downstream. You can actually look at this and see the current has changed and is now going back toward the Low-Head Dam. That is why a Low-Head Dam is dangerous from both downstream and upstream.
Absolutely, they're called dams of death. That's why we lead the country, Pennsylvania does, in getting rid of low-head dams, because of their danger.
Low-head dams are controversial. There are calls to remove them and movements to keep them in place. Controversy aside, the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission urges boaters, swimmers, and people who fish, anyone who goes near or on our waterways, to be prepared. Wear a life jacket, check for hazards, and watch for warning signs and buoys. Above all else, know the water.
You really got to be careful. You got to know the water. You got to know the conditions that you're entering into, and then just use common sense about where to boat, where not to boat.
For now, low-head dams are the focus of water rescue teams across Pennsylvania because they present one of, if not the most challenging situation for rescuers.
We do a lot of training at the dam. We do a lot of training because we're the ones that have to do the rescues or recoveries or whatever happens out there.